going to revisit this pair of underwear that I made quite a while back, and we're going to fix it. I like the pattern fine. I love the fabric. I think they're cute. The elastic's just wrong, so we're going to cut out the elastic. I spent a long time trying to decide if I was going to pick out all of that stitching, and I'm not. I'm going to trim right next to it. Not always the best solution. I will just tell you, you can't do this with everything. These underwear are wide. Look at how wide that crotch line is. There's plenty of room in here. They're a higher rise up on the waist. So if I trim off all of this, I'm only going to lose about a ½ inch total in height, about a ¼ inch at the leg and about a little more than a ¼ inch at the waist, but not much. And I can live with that on these. Now, if it were a small pair of underwear that were really tiny, a thong or something, and you did that, you might not have anything left. So that's what we're going to do now. I'm just going to go in with my scissors and make a little cut right next to my old stitching. And just gently trim it away. Again, not the best solution, but we'll see how it works. This is an experiment. And I really liked this underwear and this fabric, and boy, do I not want to pick out 3 rows of double stitching. So I'm going to go all the way around and take off this elastic. If you have applique scissors, or some people call them a duckbill scissor, these are perfect for this application. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the scissor and you're putting the bill underneath, and I'm matching it right up, see, so it's right next to, and cutting. You can go both directions, but I find it cuts better. I'm going to flip my hand a little bit with the bill underneath, and it's really meant so that you don't cut through something you don't mean to. And for me, it's helping it glide against this elastic and get as close as possible without actually trimming into the elastic. I've got 2 done. These are the legs. I'm now doing the waist. All right, I've got all the elastic off. We've just got underwear now, and I'm going to go back right here, and I'm going to zigzag down this crotch line so it's not free floating and loose in there. All right, I can feel the seam right here. You can flip it over and sew it with the wrong side up if you want to. I always prefer to put the right side up if it's possible. And I'm just going to move back where this is going to be caught on the back side and start again. There we go. That's what I want. That is what it looks like. Nice and stretchy and very unassuming. We're ready for elastic. All right, this is how it looks after being stitched. And now we're ready to apply the elastic at the serger. Okay, so we're getting this all set up. I've already sewn 1 leg all the way around. This is the second leg. I'm using the ¼ inch picot elastic, and I'm starting in the crotch underneath where it can't be seen. And I know my arm's going to be in the way a little bit, and I'm sorry about that, but we're going to get this lined up underneath. Sink the needles so the needles are holding the fabric and the elastic, so when I pull, the elastic doesn't snap back. Make sure you put your foot back down, because on this side I forgot to do that at first, and it did snap back. As soon as it stopped stitching, I lost grip on it. So we're going to now just take a couple stitches, and I always hang on to this back here because I am pulling, and it does want to pull the fabric forward. So I'm not pulling from behind, but I'm stabilizing it. I'm pulling from the front for sure. And we want to keep the fabric in line with the machine, which is not too hard to do except where it's kind of curvy right down here in the crotch line. And I widened my stitch. So on this side where I started, see how heavy the thread lay down is? I widened it for this leg so I don't have as much thread being laid down, and I definitely prefer that. Okay, we're coming up on this side seam, and you want to make sure that the seam allowance is pushed to the back of the garment. Let me get up here a little bit closer. Pushed to the back of the garment. This is the front, this is the back. Still sewing 3 threaded instead of 4, if you saw my last underwear video, because I'm completely out of one cone of white. I'm out of a bunch of cones, I sew a lot. I've ordered some, but you know how it is right now. Things are not coming super fast. I was really surprised. I had to place an order to make more face masks for some friends. Need about 15 masks for their family. And I was really surprised at how everything is sold out everywhere. So, all right, we're going to trim off the elastic, and that's it. That's what it looks like. I'm going to do the same thing for the waist. On the waist, I always start at either the side seam or the center back. So I'm not going to make you sit and watch me sew all the way around the waistline, but that's next. And then we're going to go to the sewing machine and finish it. And these undies are done. Seriously, already so much better. Look at how the elastic draws in and gives shape to the underwear. Woot, woot. Okay, let's go to the sewing machine and do our elastic. Doing the triple zigzag. I'll link, put an iCard or a link down below. The video I did right before this, I'm sure it'll probably come up at the end too, where I really go over this elastic technique in detail. So if you really want to do it again, that video has it. There's timestamps, so it's easy for you to do. So there's my triple zigzag and its settings. This is what it looks like at the sewing machine. I like having an open toe foot like this because I can see what I'm doing. So, and that's what the triple zigzag looks like when it's stitching. Now, this is a two-handed operation. I'm holding the camera right now with one hand, but I actually pull gently. Again, I'm not stretching it out. I'm not pulling beyond the actual fabric. I'm just pulling enough to keep the elastic straight. And so it's the same length as the garment is. So see right here, see those little puckers? When I'm stitching, I will pull just enough so that those puckers come out and stitch over it. So that's what I'm going to do next, and then I'll show you when I'm done. And here they are finished. This is the pattern that I used, Simplicity 8229, and this is how they look done. And I'll put in a picture to show the difference before and after. So you can see how the change after doing the different elastic technique. So last week's project, this week's project. Alrighty, next time I think we're going to do a little pattern making.